Hi, everybody. I'm Jerry Garrettson, Tabia Law, and back with you today. We're going to continue our discussion on fraudulent marriages. More specifically, we're talking about a proxy marriage. But before I do that, let me go ahead and read this. It says here, "And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." The proxy marriage that we were talking about last time, well, let me back up. This is immigration law, and a crucial element of the law is the person's character. This country believes, wants, should have legal immigration. But there's conditions on that, like there's conditions on anything in life, right? We want a good citizenry, all right? I don't know if I said that right, but citizenry. We want people with good character so we can build our country and so we can have a more perfect union. And that's hard to do if you're bringing in folks that are not looking to help our country or that have low character. So they're going to, right off the bat, there's a problem, whether it's crime, whether it's becoming a public charge or not being able to support themselves, and they're dependent upon the government, taxpayers to support them. So anyways, good character is what we're looking for. What this country is looking for. It's what's always historically looked for in people. And immigrants come into this country. I think it's probably a universal idea. I think most every country in the world wants people, immigrants, to come in that have good character. I'm not saying perfect. I'm saying just good character. And so that's what we're looking for here. So with fraudulent marriages, obviously, marriage is a way to legally immigrate, because if you're married or your son, daughter, I think even father, mother in some cases, you can become, or you're in a situation where you can get your green card or become a citizen. Okay. So an easy way to kind of get on that or get in that position is to marry an American citizen or green card holder, a legal permanent resident. And therefore, once you do that, it's just a matter of filing out the paperwork and submitting it and moving forward. But here's the deal. There are unscrupulous people that will get married, not because they love somebody, or they plan to stay with that person for the rest of their lives. They get married purely just to get the green card, or purely just to immigrate or become a citizen. And that's not the right way to do it. That's a fraudulent marriage. And right off the bat, you're showing your character. When a person cheats, commits fraud to become a citizen, it's a bad start, right? So that shows lower character. It shows bad character, and therefore, so the immigration officials are looking out for fraudulent marriages. And if anything looks even close to being a fraudulent marriage, you're going to raise flags, and that's going to be something that's going to be looked at a lot closer. We talked about proxy marriages last week or yesterday. And proxy marriages are where the couple, for whatever reason, are not physically at the wedding or at the ceremony or whatever, at the courthouse, going through the ceremony of being married, right? They're not physically there, either one or two. And let's just say in a scenario where both are gone, for what they may be out of country, whatever, but they still want to get married. Not every, so right off, it just raises flags, that situation. Now, I think it works. I think it can work, but it has to be done in a state that allows that. And I think there's 4 states in the United States, Montana being one of them. And then you just have to go through all the rules on that. And I'm going to read something here real quick. This, by the way, is the Kurtzbon's immigration law book. This is if you're an immigration attorney, this is your immigration book, your immigration Bible. Okay, this is the immigration Bible for immigration attorneys. That's a major resource. Of course, we look at case law and statutes and other regulations, but this is a major resource for us. So let me read a portion out of here. It says, this is page 1410 and section 12. Proxy marriages. If the parties were not in each other's presence or at a marriage ceremony, there must be proof of consummation. And it goes in there, parents who remained or remarried by proxy. Okay, we're talking about other stuff. So this is what I didn't talk about last time, is consummation. Meaning this. Let's just say both parties are gone, or out of, say, one's in India, one's in the United States. Okay. Or let's just say one's in California, one's in India, and they want to get married in Montana. So they have a proxy marriage, which means there's a stand-in for each party, for the husband and for the wife. A physical stand-in. So in Montana, they will have a ceremony where a male or let's just say a husband will stand in for, let's just say, the husband in India, and for the wife, there'll be a physical stand-in, a different person. There'll be a proxy, right? A different person standing in for the wife in California. Okay, so you have 2 individuals which are just stand-ins. They don't know each other, but they're exchanging wedding vows in Montana for the husband in India and the wife in California. And they're doing it in their stead. These 2 strangers in Montana, they're standing there exchanging these wedding vows in lieu of the 2 people that really do want to be there and exchanging them, but they can't. The fellow in India and the gal in California, okay, in my hypothetical. The state of Montana says we will endorse that. That is legal. So they go through the regular wedding vows. They exchange. They get the certificate of marriage. But here's the deal. At some point, the real husband in, not the stand-in, the guy in India, has to physically meet with the wife in California. It doesn't matter where, but they have to come together at some point. And that is the consummation. That's when they're coming together will consummate, and it will satisfy the law, but it will ratify. I'm not sure if that's the right language. It will make that certificate of marriage. Well, let's just say this. As far as the immigration officials are concerned, that will make it legal as far as they're concerned. So I'm not even sure if Montana says that there needs to be a consummation, or is it saying, here's your marriage certificate, you're married. But the officials, the immigration officials, which are going to be granting your green card or citizenship, they need a consummation. They need proof of that. Okay. And here's the reason why. It makes sense. They want to make sure it's a legitimate, valid marriage. Can you imagine anybody just deciding to have somebody stand in for them and by proxy get married? And the next thing you know, in the mail, they get their green card and they're off and running. Now, first of all, they're going to be looking at that. They're going to be looking at that really close, and then they're going to want you to send evidence and say, "Hey, about 2 weeks after our proxy marriage, we actually did get together. We had like a honeymoon or whatever. Just some kind of physical togetherness." And it's a little vague on exactly what that means. Is it a situation where a child's going to result from it, or I'm not, there's some vagueness there, but I think the idea is that they're saying if this is really legitimate, you guys are married, you need to be together, and that's the idea. You don't get married and just be eternally apart, right? Anyways, we're done with that. We'll talk more next time. Let me read this real quick, and we'll be all set. And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.